Ekatike. Ekatike again. Florian Wirtz and Konate. That's all it took to beat Newcastle 4-1. Liverpool have beaten Newcastle 4-1. That's it. Game done. 3 points. 3-point collectors in the bag. You take 1, you take 2, you take 3. Put in your flipping pockets. Because Liverpool are the but Liverpool have beaten Newcastle 4-1. Take that win. Great performances from Konate. Szoboszlai at the makeshift right back. We take that. Alisson, decent saves here and there. Played a good game, played a decent game, but the back four didn't play the best for the first 15 minutes, I'd say. After that, played through the whole game. Newcastle's midfield wasn't strong enough, but we'll talk on that. First of all, I just want to congratulate this Liverpool team for finally winning a flipping Premier League game. We've done it! Yes! This team understands how to win a game now. I don't understand. Why was it so hard? Liverpool 4-1. Big 3 points. Versus Newcastle, surprisingly. Of all the games, of all the teams, you come against Burnley, who've drawn 2-2. You've come Leeds, who we drew 3-3. You've come against Sunderland, 1-1. You know, of all these games we played, this is the game we finally won. Newcastle. Of all the teams. It frustrates me because you realise that this team can actually win games. All this team has to do is play like this. Play like the way they did today. Yeah, I understand the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes weren't the best. And then obviously Anthony Gordon scores. And with his goal, it summed up Liverpool's goals that they've conceded in this whole season. That is the way they've been conceding every single time. The midfield's been open spaces, open air. Anthony Gordon on the right hand side, even though he played a 9, on the right hand side, scores, slots it in, no pun intended. But yeah, Alisson not being able to save it. Kirkes megs through him. With how Liverpool responded back was big, you know. Big 4 goals. Yes, Konate's was a bit scrappy, but you know what? He deserved it for the performance he put in. Genuinely, if it wasn't for players like Szoboszlai, Wirtz, Ekatike in that squad today, I'd say Konate was like up there as man of the matches. Because he genuinely was held up centre-back position down. We were crying for centre-back in the transfer window. We still are. And that's the problem, we still are. Because it is literally taking one Van Dijk injury away from this season to be from fighting for top 4 or fighting for trying to get a win or 3 points to now then being, you know, fighting for Europa League or Conference League, which is obviously not what Liverpool should be aiming for, especially after the transfer window they had in the summer. You know, you're spending 450 million. You got Isak who's there on reserves because obviously he's got a broken leg, he's injured. We don't have a suitable back 4 who's, you know, with Frimpong or Kirkes, Van Dijk, Ibrahim Konate. They can't stay as a back 4 fully fit because once we have an issue with the back 4, it's a player like Szoboszlai or McAllister or Jones or even Gravenberch who's injured and then someone has to make shift, or the midfield is just not strong enough, or the defence is weak and all that sort of stuff. So we're just not, our squad as a whole, our 25-man squad, 22-man squad, whatever you want to call it, is bad. We don't have the strongest squad compared to Man City, Arsenal. With this Liverpool squad, Newcastle 4-1, we beat them surprisingly, and I'm going to say surprisingly big because I was not expecting this win. I was not expecting this win at all. I don't know how we did it. The players turned up today. So Szoboszlai right back, it's like he's had enough of this team in terms of, and I mean in the sense of where like, you know what, I'm going to do it myself, and he's been doing that the whole season. Players like McAllister who's going to perform, Van Dijk with countless mistakes in the past few weeks now. Kirkes who's slowly getting back up there. Who's slowly, and you know what, Kirkes, honestly, what a performance from him. What a performance. Genuinely, the assist, it was Robertson-esque assist by passing in towards the middle where Ekatike was. Beautiful. The first goal, especially with Florian Wirtz and Ekatike, the link-up play, that's another goal and an assist for them too. Like, these two have contributed to each other's goals and they're complementing each other. But Florian Wirtz and Ekatike are the future of Liverpool. The future. I loved certain parts of the pressing as well he did. He was shouting, we're dying for a player in midfield to press, and he does that. Ekatike, we're lacking on certain goals, he comes out with it, and what's that now, 16 goals now this season. Hugo Ekatike is just amazing. Then you got Szoboszlai, is probably our best player all round this season. Salah, a good game, you know, starting. Let's see what they're given. Do you know, Alisson 6.8. Genuinely, if we're looking at that, kind of accept that. 7 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. Yes, because certain players he played weren't the best. The saves, yeah, they were okay, but you know, the saves that we're so used to seeing Alisson do and make, and you know, we just have to accept that. So Bozda Rabak, 8 out of 10, I'll give him a 10 out of 10. I don't care, he deserves a 10 out of 10 for that man of the match performance. Kanate, 8.3. I genuinely, if I was there, yes, that's correct, 8.5, 9, he deserves a 9 out of 10 for myself. Gravenberch, beautiful turns, man. Oh, that boy. Beautiful turns. Some of the touches he makes are amazing. The way he touches the ball, pause. The way he touches the ball is beautiful. Pause. But yeah, Gravenberch, I'd say 8 out of 10. Florian Wirtz, 8 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10 I'll give him. You know, some moments in the first half weren't the strongest until the assist, until he took that risk, until he dribbled past the Newcastle defenders, went past them, cuts it back into Ekatike. Since then, genuinely an 8.5 out of 10. Salah, 7.6 to giving him. I'd give him a 7. It was one of those most frustrating games out of him, where you know he could do better, where you know a player of his caliber can get a better pass off. So we'll have to accept that. But you know what? You got an assist today, contributed to the goals. We take that. Hugo Ekatike, 10 out of 10. 2 goals, don't need to say more. Best performance I've seen. One of the best performances I've seen. And yeah, we're going to keep it at that. Because we're not going to speak about the left side. Who the hell is giving an 8.1 out of 10? I'm sorry. I don't care. Landlord does not deserve an 8.1 out of 10. He is the most frustrating player I've seen in my life. Okay, him and Salah maybe had a similar performance, but at least one of them got an assist and one of them's actually more direct. This brother, CODY Gakpo. Now, what can I say about this guy? He's the most frustrating player to watch. I don't know what's happened to him. I genuinely don't understand what's happened to him. Okay, maybe has the injuries got back to him in terms of is it lacking his movement? Is it making him slower? Which yes, you can see he's much slower into, I'd say, the PSV days, but then again he was a bit younger. Is the Premier League physicality getting to him? I don't understand what's happened to CODY Gakpo. 8.1, was it fair? No. In my opinion, it was like a 7 out of 10. He had a very similar performance to Salah, but the difference with Salah and him was the assist. I'll be honest, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have got the Florian Wirtz goal. And I'll say that. And I'm someone who, at this moment of time, I am not enjoying Arne Slot as a manager. I'm not enjoying CODY Gakpo as a Liverpool player. But at the end of the day, he contributed in his own way. We won the match 4-1, we have to take it. But then again, when you watch the actual match with your own two eyes, when you actually watch and you see the performance from him, it was okay, and it was frustrating. And you know when you got a player like Rio on the bench, Rio and Gamoa on the bench, what you know you're crying for a winger who can take players on, who can be a bit silky, be different, because these defenders haven't defended against Rio. You know, it's something new. When you're so used to seeing CODY Gakpo doing the same exact thing, going across the line and then cutting it back in, and then he's going to go for a cross, he's going to go for a shot, and it's the same old thing. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. And I'm generally getting sick of it. You know, you want to see players, you see players like Keenan Yildiz, Bradley Barcola, you got Rio on the flipping bench who will take chances, who will create things, who will be more direct, who will pull a skill off here and there. What's wrong with using a player like Rio? I don't understand why this manager does this. We are so lucky Newcastle played this bad today. So lucky. We're versus Man City, you know, we're not going to be playing against Malik Chow every week. We're not going to be playing a midfield three of Tonali, Willock and Ramsey every week. We've got physical midfielders who are waiting for us. And when they do, it's over. So this team, genuinely, we've got a day left now. Genuinely got a day left. January transfer window closes February 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. If we don't sign a defender, at least, because we need Sabazza back in the midfield to help out. We're never going to sign a midfielder. Curtis Jones was going to be on his way out, but then the reports are that he's back in now. For some reason, that's all false. If we're not going to sign a centre back, we're setting ourselves up for failure. The owners don't have belief in Hughes and Edwards. They don't have any belief in Arne Slot on strings when it comes to defence centre backs. I don't mind Endo here and there. I don't mind if Ramsey plays, if he plays, and he never plays. I don't mind if we're using a Nalo or is it Lucky in centre back. I don't mind them playing at certain points of the game. But you know what? They're never going to be used. Why? Because Arne Slot somehow, for some reason, does not trust the young defenders. Robertson, I seen him at the start of the season as a makeshift centre back. One of the worst things I've seen in my life. I never ever want to see Robertson as centre back. Left back, I'm happy with. We have Van Dijk, Kanate as our two senior centre backs at this moment of time who are not. I'm not seeing no Gravenberch at centre back. He's a midfielder for a reason. Endo's also a midfielder, but he's gonna have to be forced to play centre back now or right back. Stefan Bajcetic is injured. He's not fit enough to play, and he won't play this season probably. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play some game, even if he is back. Gomez as well. So let's see what happens. Honestly, it's a shambles, but let's see what happens.